Welcome back to Cooking with Sawyer. Today, what are we making?
You know.
Tell them! What are we making?
Granola Bars.
Yes, granola bars. Sawyer chose, that's what she wanted to make today. So in the past, I've usually used a recipe from allrecipes.com called playgroup granola bars, which actually, that predated Sawyer. We weren't actually making them for playgroups. But today, we are going to use a recipe from Foodprints. Can you tell them what Foodprints is?
Foodprints is when you go to your zoo and maybe you will have Foodprints there. And Foodprints is about making food, and we're gonna make that today. So let's get started.
Yeah, let's get started. Starting out, we have to preheat the oven to 375. We already have ours preheated. Next is to butter the pan. So, Sawyer, do you want to butter the pan? And it actually calls for an 8 by 8 inch pan. I'm substituting like a 7 by 11 because this is a glass pan and it'll be easy to cut it at the end. I didn't really want to cut my square pan because it's non-stick. So let's get that lightly buttered. Alrighty, I think we got that done. So now we get to start stirring together our ingredients.
I mostly do the stirring.
You get to do a lot of stirring. It might get a little hard toward the end, we'll see.
Yeah.
First up, it calls for 4 tablespoons of butter. It doesn't say melted, but we're taking that assumption since we're stirring it in with other liquid ingredients. So I went ahead and melted it in the microwave.
I'm already stirring.
And she's off and going. Alrighty, next up we have a 1/4 cup of applesauce. I'm actually going to use the 1/2 cup measuring and just do it halfway because we're going to reuse this for the honey in a second. Unsweetened applesauce is great. You actually use it to substitute for oil in recipes. That's one of the ways you make them healthier. So that was a change I'd made before. That's built into this recipe. So we have a 1/4 cup of that. And then comes the honey. This is the sweetener for this recipe.
I love honey.
Yeah, I thought you did.
And if you watch Winnie the Pooh, it is pretty much honey in the movie.
Yeah, who loves honey in Winnie the Pooh?
Pooh!
Yes.
Because he really likes honey. Because bears like honey. And that's why.
Oh, that actually worked out well. I think because the applesauce had been there, the honey came out much more easily. I knew that trick worked with oil. I didn't know it worked with applesauce. So that's a quicker way to get the honey out. Okay, and then finally the vanilla. We need a 1/2 teaspoon of vanilla.
I'm so nuts.
Last time I bought imitation vanilla. Real vanilla is better. I should have gotten that, but it works.
Yeah.
Alrighty, so stir all that together.
There's a lot to stir.
Yeah, those are all our wet ingredients.
Yep, we have a wet ingredient.
Here, can I stir it a little?
We are about to get the dry ingredient.
Yeah.
And when we do, we take the dry ingredients or that and put it into another one.
Yeah.
But
normally we have dry and wet, and we put the dry into the wet or the wet into the dry, depending on the recipe.
Yeah.
This recipe does not tell us to mix those separately. We can just add them straight in there.
Wow.
Isn't that great?
Guess we don't need to mix them today.
So next we have the flour, oats, and baking soda.
And if I was like you and you go fast without getting out of it, I would be much gooder at it.
Yeah, well that takes practice, right? So we got to decide what we're going to stir in. Do we want to put in grapes? I want you to taste them and tell me which ones you want to add. Grapes or cranberries?
I know great cranberry.
Try each of them and let me know which one you want to put in. That's coconut. If you want to put coconut in, it is unsweetened, so my guess is she will not go for that. Okay, so which of those do you want to put in so far? Not the coconut. Okay. Do you want to put in raisins? Do you want to put in raisins or cranberries?
It looks like raisins, but I know I didn't eat those because they don't look so much.
Try it.
Nicer.
Yeah. They're chewy like raisins. They're just a little more tart. You like tart. Okay, how about some nuts? Do we want to put in some chopped up pecans? No. How about some pumpkin seeds? Do we want to put in some pumpkin
I
seeds?
tasted those before and I don't want
Okay, well, one last option. Mini chocolate chips.
Yes.
I knew you'd want
Yes, I love chocolate things, so I eat anything that's chocolate.
that. Okay, so there's a few you can have. So do you want to do raisins and chocolate chips? Does that sound good?
Yeah.
Okay, we're doing a cup full of add-ins, so we exactly want to do an entire cup of chocolate chips. So we will do about half a cup of chocolate chips, and I'll just go ahead and add the raisins and fill in that. How are those chocolate chips? Are they yummy? Okay, so let's add some raisins here. Let's just fill this up.
I like raisins and chocolate.
Yeah, the nice thing about granola bars is you can doctor it pretty much however you want. You can have all sorts of nuts, you can have all sorts of, all the options I gave her are valid options. If, I've heard of people doing dried blueberries. I've also heard of people doing mashed up banana. My hesitation with that is banana tends to burn.
Daddy, you're the funniest.
Is that funny?
Yeah.
Okay, we gotta stir in our raisins and our chocolate chips. Do you want to do some stirring? Okay, and then cinnamon, other flavorings are also a great addition to granola bars, but we're going pretty much straight by this recipe with our own choice of stirrings. All right, Sawyer, are you ready?
Yeah.
We get to put it all in here.
And then I get to do something.
Yes. We're gonna spread it all out
You can do it
across the pan.
Yeah.
And are your fingers still clean?
Nice.
Clean enough. We have been snacking on the add-ins, but only Mommy, Daddy, and Sawyer will be eating these, so don't necessarily have to rewash your hands.
Yeah.
So now it's going to be sticky, but we got to press. It says press mixture hard into the pan. Okay, I would just use your fingertips. It's going to stick. All right, I think we're good. So now we will pop them into we'll wash our hands, then pop them into the oven for 15 to 20 minutes until just golden brown on the edges. Then we will get them out and slice them up. Sounds good?
You need them.
Yeah. All right, it's been 19 minutes and I think they're looking pretty good. So we will go ahead and pull them out. How does that look?
Great.
All righty.
Oh, hot.
They puffed up, yeah, they're still a little hot. They puffed up a little bit. We've waited 10 minutes. The recipe said to wait at least 10 minutes before cutting them. We don't want to wait much longer than that because depending on the granola bars, they might harden and then fall apart when you try to cut them. So we're going to go ahead and cut around the edges. They did rise, right, Sawyer? Did you say they puffed up?
Yep, they puffed up.
Yeah, that's the baking soda at work. So they did rise a bit. They do seem like they're probably going to be a little cakey. Definitely, I think, the chewy side of granola bars. And the nice thing here is you just pick how big you want them, right, Sawyer? How big should our granola bars be? Is that not a nice size for a granola bar?
Yeah.
And so what did that get us? How many do we got? How many this way? How many are there?
1, 2, 3, 4, 5.
5. And how many?
I'm 5.
Yeah, and how many this way?
1, 2, 3.
3. So 5 times 3 is 15. We made 15 granola bars. So now we'll let them cool completely and then we can give them a try. All right, so Sawyer's bedtime intervened prior to these completely cooling off, so it's the next day, and we're going to have our taste test, right?
Yep, they're very simple.
All righty, here you go.
See, it's a little clumsy.
Little crumbly.
It feels good. It
Yeah.
feels gooey. A little bit.
Okay. Oh, yeah. What do you think?
They're really yummy. You need to taste one, Dad.
Okay.
Mm.
Well, I did taste one last night.
Mm.
Yeah.
These are super
No,
yummy.
they're really good. A little more cakey than your traditional granola bars, I think, because of the baking soda in them. But yeah, they're yummy.
Sour